That one numeral sandwiched between those two letters has been the name of the American dream for generations now, and that has come true more for Indians than for anyone else. About 70%, even more of those who get the H1B visas are Indians. But that dream did come true more and more easily at one time than it now does.
I came to America on a student visa to study and go to school and do my PhD in engineering, and that was almost 35 40 years ago. And I finished my PhD, and I did a research fellowship at NASA, and I went on a J1 visa, which was like foreign scholars who come to the US to do research. So I was on that visa, and then I transferred into a H1B visa when I decided to work in the US and settle down in the US. So I was on the H1 visa for a short while, maybe I would say a couple of years, because that time the green card process did not take that long. It was like 2 years at the most.
That dream now begins with the lottery, but winning that lottery only gets you into the US briefly and conditionally. Then on, it's a long, long haul if you're lucky.
The way it works out is my H1B first got selected in the lottery in 2014. So it has been 11 years now. I've been working on H1B. So first you have to go through the lottery, and then once you get selected in the lottery, you're allotted the H1B for the 3 years. But before that, you have to find an employer who can file an H1B petition on your behalf. So I've changed my employers 3 times in the past 11 years. So every time you change jobs, you have to, find an employer who's agreeing to do your H1B or sponsoring your H1B.
I came in on F1 visa, the student visa. I did my master's here from 2021 to 2023. Then I found a job and the employer applied for my H1B. Unfortunately, I got it in the first pick itself. So I transitioned immediately after graduation in the coming October to H1B.
That proposal to end birthright citizenship is not the only new problem. It may not even be the biggest of the problems. The greater problem is the uncertainty about yourself. That for the children can come later.
From what I've read, it seems like it's unconstitutional and there's not a provision in US Constitution to support this. So unless they change that, it seems like it's going to get heavily challenged in course. So probably in a year or so, it might get squashed. So I'm personally not too worried about that. And also personally, I'm fine going back to India. I'm just happy I get to work here for a few years, be with the best minds in the industry, and then I would love to work for my own country. So it's totally fine by me. But I know there are people who are more affected by this than me.
And just when can that final dream come true? The dream that's called the green card.
Ah, that's a conundrum. I mean, for people born in India, which I am, the wait can be forever. Nobody can confidently say how long it can take before you can get the green card. So I have my priority date in late 2019. So it's been close to 6 years now since I got the priority date. But the wait to get a green card, nobody can certainly say. I think the last time I checked the H1B, I'm sorry, the visa bulletin for EB2 category, the wait is, I think they were processing cases that were filed in 2012. So I'm at least 7 years behind, but the wait for to get up to 2019. So there's a lot of backlog. So it may take, in real time, it's definitely going to take more than 7 years. It could be, a lot of people say it could be 110 years.
I'll get approved for I-140, which is you get in a queue. Your green card, well, it's essentially approved, but you have to be in a queue until your date becomes current. So my I-140 will get filed this year. I'll get it after 18 months, I think. So like 1.5 years. But then to get an actual green card, there is huge queue of probably 50, 60 years, something like that.
A lifetime of shunting and shuffling until you can finally settle into the good life in America in maybe 110 years or even just 60.